Young Jeezy must have truly pissed Jeannie Mai off with the divorce. We already know he blindsided her, but she is pissed all these months later still, and she's being super vindictive about it. So, Jeezy recently filed a motion asking the judge to seal their divorce so that it can be hidden from the public in order to shield their daughter, Monaco, from all of the drama eventually when she grows up and whatnot, given that both Jeezy and Jeannie are public figures. I personally think that that is a wonderful idea. It's not great for me, right? As a gossip, as a blogger, as a vlogger and whatnot, but I think it's in the best interest of their daughter at the end of the day to have all of these divorce details, kept private. But Jeannie, given that she's very upset and she feels very blindsided by this divorce, she says absolutely not. She wants all of this to play out in the court of public opinion. And not only that, but she is also asking Jeezy and accusing him of having ulterior motives for wanting to have this divorce sealed. Listen, from one instance, I'm thinking that she's being very vindictive and petty, which she has all the right in the world to be, especially if she feels betrayed by Jeezy. That brings out these sorts of emotions in you. And I think that you do deserve to feel these emotions. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, maybe outside of all of that, she might have a point. Maybe Jeezy did some very nasty things in this marriage, and it's about to come out in all of these divorce documents. And that's why he's rushing to have it sealed. And he's hiding behind the idea that it is in order to protect his daughter when it's actually to protect himself, right? So at this point, the little Libra cusp in me is seeing both sides of the story. So Jeezy's filing requesting for this divorce to be sealed and hidden from the public says, and I quote, "The parties are both public figures. Since the filing of this action, they and most importantly their child have become the subject of intense media scrutiny and publications in connection with their divorce action that are directly contrary to the best interests of the child. In addition, this litigation tragically is becoming increasingly more contentious, and as a result, it is inevitable that sensitive personal and financial information and information related to the child will necessarily be discussed and disclosed as the parties explore the issues incident to their divorce." Now, in Jeannie's clapback, she says that she had been refraining from detailing specifics in all of her filings and that she has been aiming for an amicable resolution, which remains her goal. So that is in direct opposition to what Jeezy's claiming, which is that the divorce is contentious. She's like, no, I'm being amicable. Contentious who? Are you being contentious with me? And then she also goes on to say, "Since the commencement of these proceedings, there has indeed been increased media attention, which was a foreseeable consequence given the party's celebrity status. The timing of Jeezy's motion to seal 6 months into the proceedings raises questions regarding his motivations for trying to limit the public's access to the case. Nonetheless, Jeannie Mai contends that sealing the court records at this time is unnecessary and unwarranted." And then in her argument, the lawyer said that there is a presumption that the public has a right to access the court to ensure that proceedings are conducted fairly and impartially, and that the judicial process is open and accountable. Not Jeannie saying I have the right to know what's going on in her divorce. I find that to be absolutely hilarious. Listen, I feel like if the roles were reversed and if it were Jeannie looking to divorce Jeezy the way she divorced that white man she was married to, what's his name? And he liked hunting and stuff, and then he had a baby immediately after the divorce. That divorce was rather private, okay, because Jeannie wanted that divorce. But because Jeannie doesn't want this divorce, she wants it to be as public as possible. And she's saying we have a right to know all the details of it. I find that to be really crazy, honestly. The fact that a celebrity is saying that us random people have a right and we're looking into this to make sure that things are conducted fairly. Girl, we don't care if it's conducted fairly or not. We just want to know all of the gossip and all of the tea. So let's calm it down a little bit. And I feel like this sets a kind of like a slippery slope and a precedent for her. Imagine something, God forbid, and I'm touching the wood, knocking the wood, that things, tragic don't happen in her life, but this happens in everybody's life at a certain moment. Something tragic happens, right? And then you need privacy, you need time to yourself. So what's going to happen then in that regard, right? Where Jeannie's like, we're celebrities, so everything that we go through needs to be public. The public has a right to know all of the inner workings of our intimate affairs. What happens when something really, really devastating happens to you, Jeannie, and you want privacy? The way that this can get thrown back in your face, I don't think she thought it out clearly. I do think that was, rather a ridiculous thing to say. We do not technically have a right to know what the hell happened in this marriage. Although I appreciate her arguing for us to continue to have our teacups full of the juice, you know, and the tea that's going on in this divorce. But like, to say that we're watching so that we can make sure things are fair, she's giving us too much credit. We're just watching for the mess, girl. Anyway, I thought the story would interest you. Listen, it's been many months now, right, since Jeezy filed for divorce and everything like that. But the anger, the betrayal, that still is super palpable in Jeannie. It seems as though she wants this divorce to be as difficult as possible. And I say good for her. Listen, at the end of the day, I am a Scorpio. And, you know, when you are wronged, as a person of my astrological sign, you go scorched earth. And let me look. Jeannie Mai astrological, no, what is it? Star sign. I wonder what she is, because she's going scorched earth. She's a Capricorn, huh? I normally don't imagine them in this kind of capacity, but I digress. So she's a Capricorn, but you know, as a Scorpio, you know, I understand somebody going scorched earth because sometimes it is warranted. And I feel like with Jeezy completely blindsiding her like this and betraying her like this, and her finding out through the press that the divorce was happening, she has all the right in the world to be as enraged and to make this as miserable of a process as possible for him. So I definitely do support that at the end of the day. Anyway, let me know how you guys feel about this. It really is a complete and utter mess. And I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think that Jeannie's taking things too far, or do you think she's right that this should remain open due to their celebrity status? Let me know. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Bye now.